Imagine you're in a forest and come across a bear. Or that you're stuck in a building that's on fire. Would you know what to do to survive? Life is full of surprises, and not all of them are pleasant. But there's always a way out, even in situations that seem hopeless. Number 1. How to escape from a car. You push on the door with all your strength, but it just won't open. Don't panic. If there's an emergency and you can't get out, try to break the glass, but do it in the right way. Don't hit it in the center, but on the edges. If you can remove the headrest from the seat, use it to break the glass. The headrests are different depending on the car model, so make sure you know how to remove the ones in your car. Number 2. Unpredictable fire. Can a harmless thing we use basically every day be the reason for a fire? This fact may surprise you, but if direct sunlight hits a plastic bottle, it can actually start a fire. This can happen because the water bottle acts like a lens that focuses the light coming through the window into one hot spot. That's why you should never leave water bottles under direct sunlight or in your car. Number 3. If caught in a fire, keep low to the ground. Many experts have noticed that the greatest threat doesn't come from the fire itself, but from carbon monoxide fumes, also known as smoke. That's why it's crucial to stay as close to the floor as possible during a fire to avoid breathing in poisonous smoke. You should stay in this position until you can make your way out of the building or someone comes to rescue you. Number 4. Address someone directly to get help. If you're in a place with a lot of people around and suddenly need help because you feel sick or are hurt, you should avoid the bystander effect. It's also known as diffusion of responsibility, which means that people tend to hesitate to help if there are others present. So it's not effective to just yell for help. Instead, point out one person from the crowd to get assistance. For example, "You in the red shirt, please help me get up." Number 5. Encountering a bear. Well, of course, the best advice here is to avoid bears in the wild. Call me Captain Obvious. But if such an encounter actually happened, you should keep in mind that this animal runs very fast. However, moving quickly around an object like a car or a tree is the bear's weakest skill. So if you let it chase you moving in circles, chances are it'll give up trying to catch you, thinking you're not worth its energy. Actually, bears rarely attack people. If it starts moving slowly in your direction, walk back slowly. Most likely, a bear will back off once it realizes you're a human. Number 6. A smell of fish or urine. It's not because your pet had an accident or you actually have a fish tank. Then you should watch out. This smell can come from electric wires melting, which can lead to a fire or even an explosion. It's better to cut off the electricity and check all the outlets to make sure the wires haven't burned through their insulation and started to melt the plastic. That's why it's important to call an electrician to examine the problem. Number 7. Rip current. These powerful, narrow channels of fast-moving water are dangerous. If you're accidentally caught in one, you need to remember that there's no point in trying to fight it. So don't try to swim against it straight back to shore, or you'll just get exhausted. Instead, try to swim parallel to the shore until you exit the current, and only then swim towards the shore. Number 8. A fire during cooking. You finally have the time to cook your favorite dish. But sometimes, the vegetable oil you use for frying can catch fire on a gas stove. If that happens, first you need to turn off the gas. Keep in mind that using water to extinguish burning fat or oil will only make things worse. Water particles will immediately end up at the bottom of the pan and begin to evaporate, which will make the flames even stronger. You must cut off the fire supply of oxygen by putting something over the pan to smother the flames. 9. Don't eat snow, even if you're thirsty. If you ever get stuck in the woods in winter and are desperate for some water, eating snow is the last thing you should do. Being in a freezing environment and at the same time putting something completely frozen into your body can quickly lead to hypothermia. Try to keep your body warm by starting a fire to melt the snow before you drink it. The heated water will warm you up from the inside. 10. Hide in the tub in case of a tornado. If a tornado is approaching your area, obviously the best thing you can do is to rush to the nearest shelter or bunker or get in the basement. But sometimes there's just not enough time for that. If you're looking for a place to hide inside your house, choose the bathtub. It's the safest spot in every home since the tub is well anchored to the ground. Besides, most bathrooms have strong framing and the pipes help to keep their structure together. Don't forget to grab a big cushion if you can. It'll protect you from the debris that might fall. And if the wind is too strong, hold on to the faucet. 11. Water on the beach is too far from the shoreline. There's nothing like soaking in the sun at the beach. But even in such a relaxing atmosphere, you should stay alert. If you notice that the water recedes quickly and unexpectedly from the beach, exposing the ocean floor, you should warn everyone around and get away as fast as you can. Because when the water line is abnormally far from the shore, this is a sign of a tsunami. 12. How to recognize a poisonous snake. Of course, it's best to keep away from snakes altogether, but still, it wouldn't hurt to know the signs that help distinguish between venomous and non-venomous members of the species. Non-venomous snakes have bifurcated scales on the abdominal side of the tail, while the tails of their venomous counterparts are covered with non-bifurcated scales. Yeah, but who's going to get close enough to pick up their tails to look underneath? Anyway, snakes that aren't dangerous also have round pupils, while dangerous ones have cat-like pupils. And venomous species usually have a distinct division between the head and the neck, while harmless snakes don't. Don't forget, though, that only an expert can really confirm whether a snake is dangerous or not. But in most cases, these distinctions are true. 13. Walking on thin ice. If you're trapped on thin ice and there's no one to help you, start by lying down flat on your stomach and spread out your arms and legs. If you have ice picks, use them as a grip to get back up to safe ground. If you don't have them, then you'll have to try to roll away in the same direction you came from. This will help to spread out the weight of your body evenly. Number 14. If your hair stands on end while you're at an elevation. So, you're standing on a hill, and suddenly your hair starts naturally rising in the air. What's up with that? Maybe it's just a bad hair day? Nope. This is a sign of the presence of electricity in the air, which often precedes a lightning strike. Escape as fast as you can and find some shelter. That's why, when a thunderstorm is forecasted, it might be dangerous to climb any peaks. 15. Don't inflate your life jacket before getting out of the plane. In the case of an emergency water landing, inflating your life jacket inside a rapidly submerging airplane would be a big mistake. You wouldn't be able to move without help, since you'd float up to the cabin ceiling. The safest thing to do is to take a deep breath and swim out of the airplane, taking your deflated life jacket with you. Only when you're out of the plane should you finally pull the inflation cord. 16. Upbeat music behind the wheel. Wait, who doesn't listen to music while driving? It doesn't mean you should avoid music altogether, but don't choose upbeat loud music that makes you want to dance. In 2013, Israeli researchers proved that this kind of music makes your concentration worse. The same study showed that listening to music you don't like also negatively affects your driving skills. So make a playlist with songs that you love, but make sure they're calm. Okay, which of these life-saving facts did you know already? Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But hey, don't go pick up a snake just yet. We have over 2,000 cool videos for you to check out. All you must do is pick the left or right one, click on it, and enjoy. Stay on the bright side of life.